Viewmasters, it's the podcast that we do. Viewmasters, talk about movies that we view. Viewmasters, my friend Eric and me, Joe. Viewmasters, hey, let's start the show.
Heavens to Betsy, it's the Viewmasters. Episode 236. Werewolves Within. My name is Joe.
My name is Eric.
Hello, Eric.
Hello, Joe.
How are you?
Balls, 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 balls.
Does that make you feel like a man?
Yes, it does.
That's interesting. That's an interesting technique. Oh, boy.
It has been a minute.
It has, yeah. We've had a lot of things individually going on that have kept us from recording.
Yes. So much so that if you came into this episode expecting to listen to our review of the movie Star 80, sorry.
Oh, right. Whoops.
Yeah. It went away during our little hiatus there. So
yes, David Zaslav decided it no longer exists.
It is available on like a weird app called Watch TCM, which you can get if you have a cable TV provider. Which I use Spectrum for my internet, but I do not have cable TV.
Yeah, and as I told you, I am a fool who still pays for cable, so technically I could watch that movie. I think I actually had to pay extra to get Turner Classic Movies.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, it's worth it. Turner Classic Movies and Heroes and Icons, so I can watch Batman on Sunday mornings.
What is Heroes and Icons?
It's one of those, like MeTV.
Uh-huh.
It's basically like that, but just for like action TV shows.
Oh wow!
So it's another TV for Boomers channel.
Sure.
But on Sunday mornings they do a comic book heroes block, with 2 episodes of Batman, an episode of Wonder Woman, and then 4 episodes of The Adventures of Superman.
Ooh, wow!
So it's a exciting or painfully boring block of television, depending on how you feel about those shows. I'm looking at you, Adventures of Superman.
Yeah, that. Back when you so graciously shared with me your DC Universe streaming app when that existed.
Yeah,
I was trying to watch some of those Adventures of Superman episodes, especially the early ones. And it's kind of hard to get through sometimes.
they're rough. I mean, it's clearly just a low budget series.
Right.
Primarily The Adventures of Clark Kent, with a Superman appearance at the end of the episode, typically.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, I loved that show when I was a kid, but watching it now is kind of a slog.
Which is
it was
weird.
probably a slog when I was a kid too, and I just didn't realize it.
Exactly. Yeah. It's weird. You think kids nowadays would probably watch it and think it a slog, but when we were kids, it was probably the greatest thing ever.
I was just excited to have a Superman TV show.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. These kids today. They don't know how good they have it with their streaming and their color TV.
Did you ever have a black and white television?
I don't believe I did, unless maybe when I was very young, but I don't remember it.
I remember still having a black and white TV at my parents' house until I was about 8 or 9 years old.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It was very small.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I believe my mom had one at her shop probably much later than that. Probably when I was about 13 or so, she finally upgraded to a small color TV for her beauty shop.
That's amazing. Like with a black and white TV, I've always wondered what a color TV show would look like. Like if it looks strange.
Just not really.
Okay.
What you would imagine, I guess.
Okay. All right.
No color.
That's not so bad.
Yeah.
Maybe we should all go back to black and white TVs.
Maybe we should. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's too many colors these days.
It's true. When are we going to draw the line?
Right.
All I need are shades of gray.
Bring back black and white filmmaking.
Yeah, I mean they did it with the Werewolf by Night thing, right? That Marvel did, right? That's in black and white, I think.
Yes, it is. And
yeah.
Then for some reason, they inexplicably put out a color version as well.
Oh, that's strange.
Yep. It was weird. I was flipping through TV waiting for you to finish watching the movie because we are recording separately.
Yes.
And there was a black and white episode of The X-Files on TV.
Oh, that one's great. If it's the one I'm thinking of, I love that one.
I did not watch it for very long because I can't watch black and white.
You're why they made a color version of Werewolf by Night. You're an anti-black and white TV person. You're a colorist.
And by that you mean I color comic books.
That's right, exactly.
Oh, I do not. That is the worst job to have in a comic book creative field.
I would never want to do that. Oh boy. Speaking of werewolves.
Yeah.
Werewolves Within.
Yeah, so the movie I initially picked went away, so I had to make an audible. And as we are recording, though people will listen to it much later, it is Halloween. And figured, hey, I'll pick a horror movie that I have not seen, and presumably you had not seen.
I had not seen this. I did not know that this existed.
Okay.
Yeah.
I knew of it. I don't exactly know where, other than, it pops up frequently on my Hulu recommendations, but I had heard of it before then. Sam Richardson is the star of this movie, and he's a frequent guest on various comedy podcasts, so I'm sure at some point he probably promoted it.
Probably.
So, that's probably where I heard of it. But I gotta tell you, the biggest jump scare to me in the whole movie is the fact that this is a video game, apparently.
That, was a big surprise to me.
Like when the credits start and the first logo I see is Ubisoft, I had to pause for a minute.
Yeah, I had forgotten about that actually until I got to the end credits and I saw that it was based on a video game.
Right.
I think I saw the Ubisoft logo at the beginning and was like, oh, I didn't know they made movies. Not putting two and two together because I'm a genius.
Well, sure. I mean, hey, they could branch out. You don't know.
It's true. They could. What other games does Ubisoft make? Do you know?
I think they do the Tom Clancy games.
Okay.
I feel like I had seen it quite a bit when I was playing. I used to play the Splinter Cell games a lot.
Okay.
But that is the only one I can think of off the top of my head. But I'm sure there's others that I know of and just can't think of right now. So
yeah.
But yeah, I'd never even heard of this as a video game.
Yeah, I mean, if it was going to be based on a game, I would have almost thought it'd be based on like a board game.
Right.
Because it has a very... well, I guess Among Us is a video game. But just like a sort of a party game, like one of you is a werewolf and you have to figure out who it is.
Right.
Sort of feel to it.
Like almost like Clue. Almost.
Yes. Yeah.
And yeah, so I didn't know much about what this movie was other than, horror comedy. But the fact that most of it is just kind of like a drawing room mystery.
Yeah, it is. It's a who has done it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the big question throughout the movie is who has done it?
This is true.
And I love a who has done it.
I know you do.
It's one of my favorite genres.
But yeah, I was pleasantly surprised by that aspect of it. To the point where, and we're going to spoil this movie, but I don't think we can talk about it without doing so.
Yeah, I don't know that we can either.
So basically there's some sort of werewolf-like attacks that happen, and then this group of people are basically confined inside of a building for quite a while, and they have to sort of try to figure out who the werewolf is. But then it sort of leads you down a road that there's probably really not a werewolf. And that it is just somebody fucking with everybody.
Yeah, I really liked that aspect of it.
Yeah.
Like, once it, like, not knowing whether there actually was. Like, I assumed that there was based on the first attack, but...
Sure.
But, yeah, I mean, it's an interesting twist on it to have doubt over whether there even was a werewolf or not.
So much so that at the end, when they do reveal that there is a werewolf and who the werewolf is, I was kind of disappointed.
Yeah. I had sort of suspected that she was the werewolf just because I thought, like, oh, wouldn't it be neat if she was the werewolf?
Right.
Like, that would be an interesting twist. So then it was her, and I was like, oh, okay. It was an interesting twist. You're right. You're right, Past Joe. Good on you. Oh, it's very different watching the movie by myself than watching it with you.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. It's just different.
Yeah.
It's not bad. It's not bad. It's not better. It's not worse. It's just different.
It is. I mean, I still enjoyed the movie for the most part.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think it was like there were a couple of laughs.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I just thought it kind of thought it was fun and cute, and I liked all the characters for the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. It was enjoyable.
But there's definitely a communal aspect to what we do on the show that I enjoy when we can watch it together. So
yeah,
it probably maybe would have made it better. I'm not sure, but
yeah, I'm not sure either. Or I don't know if I would have been like, oh, I wish I was laughing more.
Right.
I hope Eric doesn't think I'm having a bad time. I try to be a good guest.
Well, as we know, that when I go see a movie, I prefer everybody to remain dead silent.
That's true. Even a comedy.
Exactly. That is not true. We have seen movies together where I have audibly complained that nobody else was laughing.
Oh man. Well, I think was it Lego Batman? I
Yeah.
feel like yeah. Maybe we're the only ones that got it.
It's possible. It maybe gives us too much credit, but
It probably does. Oh boy.
I chuckled a couple times throughout this, and I laughed out loud hard once. Basically, once like all the murdering ensues.
Right? Like the 3 rapid fire deaths.
Yep.
Yeah, that was pretty great. And then they just sort of slowly back up and go back into the house.
Yep.
I loved it.
I did the guy who basically makes a Freddy glove.
Yes.
I honestly just assumed that he would wind up dying by his own hand, literally.
It would have made perfect sense for him.
Yep.
Like he just trips and falls.
Yeah, that's what I was expecting. Instead, he just gets hit by a truck.
Yeah. Which, I mean, that was unfortunately a little predictable, at least for me, though I feel like anytime someone walks out into traffic, I just expect that they're going to get hit by a car.
Yeah, pretty much, especially in a movie like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did fully expect it. Especially also since there's apparently only, 8 people who live in this town.
Yeah.
That's got to be a hellish town to live in. Where you literally know everybody.
That would be terrible, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Like, it's bad enough being concerned that I'm gonna see people that I know in crowds of strangers.
Right?
But, going somewhere and just expecting to know everyone would be terrible.
Yeah, I mean, there are times that I've avoided going places because there might be an off chance that I would recognize somebody there.
Yes.
Even if it's someone that I know and love, if I am just not mentally prepared to see or talk to them, I can't do it.
Absolutely. It's taxing.
It's like, I saw my one of my bosses out in public just randomly, about a year ago. I was not expecting it at all, and I pretty much just shut down entirely.
Oh no!
I was like, well, fuck, now I'm getting fired for sure.
Ugh. Social interaction is the worst.
It really is. Oh boy.
What did you think of Milana Weintraub?
I really like her.
I like her too. I don't think she's a great actress.
Nah.
But she's a welcome presence.
Yeah, she's real cute.
She is that,
and
very much.
That goes a long way.
Yeah.
I do think she's pretty funny. She's another person that I've heard on podcasts from a long time ago, and always thought that she was a delight.
Yeah.
And it certainly does not hurt that she's real hot, so,
Yeah. It is always a little jarring to me, though, to see people that I primarily know from commercials and other things. Because it's like, no, she's the AT&T girl. What is this? This is wrong. But then also, I see Lisa Gilroy in commercials all the time, and that's strange to me, because it's like, no, she's from Comedy Bang Bang. This is backwards.
See, I don't know what she looks like, so I would not recognize her in a commercial.
She's very cute as well.
Okay.
Yeah. But like the commercials that she's in are for like, I feel like she's in one for paint. She's in one for maybe air fresheners. I don't know. She's in a lot of random commercials. She plays like a suburban mom in a lot of commercials.
That's weird.
It is strange. She's Dickie Donnelly. She's Bethany Water Bottle. I don't know why, but I've been thinking of Bethany Water Bottle a lot lately. I could not tell you why. Maybe I watched something and there's a character named Bethany.
Maybe? I don't know.
And so that's what made me think of it? I don't know.
I think about Partly Parton a lot.
Yeah, oh yes. Oh, no, but the Bethany Water Bottle episode of Comedy Bang Bang just made me cry laughing. Oh, anyway. Werewolves Within.
Yeah. Yeah, so the plot of this is that we're introduced to our main character, Finn, who he's a ranger being relocated to this small-ass town, and basically on his first night, murders start happening.
Yeah, it's like the whole thing basically takes place over the course of his first 2 days in this town.
Right.
The town of Beaverfield, Vermont.
Yep. And yeah, like just apparently again, there's only like 9 people who live there, and they all wind up converging in this hotel because there's a snowstorm. Yeah, they eventually begin to think that a werewolf is after them. But there's also a plot line about like a pipeline that is being proposed for the town, and half the people are opposed and half of them are not, and that sets up some real tension.
Yeah, the pipeline part made me. I feel like in my mind made me think more that there's not a werewolf. Because it feels like a Scooby-Doo storyline.
Right, yeah.
Like it's a real estate thing to scare people away. So like that's Scooby-Doo led me down a false path in watching the movie.
But I mean, they do set it up in that way, and that the corporate dude is you. They definitely lean towards hinting that he is behind this all, you know.
Yeah.
In order to get rid of the people who are opposed to his pipeline plan.
Right.
So you're not far off.
Well, thank you.
But then it does take yet another turn when, you know, it's revealed that he has like silver crossbow bolts in his truck and.
Yeah, when he opens the back of his truck and like there's his sort of arsenal under like a green light, I was like, oh, he's Green Arrow. That's exciting.
Well, they failed his city.
He failed the city, and the city failed him. Yes. I really enjoy Michaela Watkins.
Yeah, she was a lot of fun in this too.
She was great, and especially like once it seems like she's the killer, that had me really excited. The scene of her creepily knitting was genuinely unsettling.
Yeah, she plays an unhinged suburban housewife of sorts, who is pro pipeline, and also just generally one of the worst people in the world.
Yeah, just obsessed with her tiny little dog.
Yep,
Chachi.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
Yeah, when that happened, I was like, oh, Joe's not gonna like this.
You know what? I was okay with it. I was not attached to that dog at all.
Yeah,
It was
they don't showcase the dog a lot, and honestly, in a werewolf movie, if you have a tiny dog, it's probably gonna get eaten.
It's true. That's just the circle of life.
Yeah.
It wasn't used as a way to like menace the people. We don't see the dead dog or anything, so
Right.
yeah, I was okay with that. As okay as I can be with a dog getting hurt. I say this, I'm literally petting my dog right now.
Aw.
It's mostly just to keep him calm.
Well, sure.
He's a little stressed out when I make noise, so
I get that.
he was pacing for a while.
I thought I heard him in the background.
Yeah, you definitely did.
Yeah. My cat is currently locked up in the attic, as he should be.
If I locked the dog in another room, he would just bark.
Oh, yeah.
So better to keep him at bay with pets.
I think what helps with me and Chaco, especially when I do podcasts like this, is that if I am talking constantly, then he just sort of leaves me alone as long as he is up there.
Oh, okay.
But if I put him up in the attic and am quiet for a while, and then I start talking, then he'll start banging on the door or meowing or being just a real jerk about things. So
that's interesting.
Yeah, he's a real weird cat.
Oh. Yeah, we also get Harvey Guillen is in this.
Yeah, that was
Guillermo from What We Do in the Shadows.
Yeah,
that was nice.
The second movie I've seen him in about a week or so.
Oh wow, what was the other one?
I watched a terrible damn movie on Paramount Plus called Cursed Friends.
Okay.
Where he kind of essentially plays the exact same character.
That's interesting.
Yep.
I want to say, was that a Comedy Central movie?
You know what? I would not be surprised.
Yeah, I think, like, I remember seeing commercials for that before it aired, and then, like, it aired maybe on Halloween last year, and then I never heard anything about it ever again.
That seems right.
There was actually another movie, another Comedy Central movie that Milana Weintraub was in.
Oh.
That I was interested in watching, called, I think, Out of Office.
Okay.
It looked just like a workplace comedy kind of thing. But again, I never, like, it aired and then I never saw anything about it ever again. And I guess they don't re-air those things, so maybe it's on Paramount Plus.
Probably. I personally am just still waiting for the Squirrel Girl TV show, so, you know.
Oh, you may just have to settle for the podcast, bud.
Ah, damn it.
Did you listen to that podcast? I forget if we've talked about this.
I did not.
It's fantastic.
Okay.
It's so good. She's wonderful as Squirrel Girl, and I mean it does feel just like the comic in audio form. It's so fun.
I will have to check it out.
Yeah, I think Ryan North wrote every episode of it.
Oh, well then. Yeah. Even better.
Yeah.
Although I have not enjoyed his Fantastic Four, but
I have been meaning to read that. I have every issue on my iPad. I just have not gotten to it yet because I'm a terrible comic book reader.
You know what? When I first started getting my girlfriend into comics, and then all of a sudden she started having a stack of unread issues, you know, laying around, I said, "Well, congratulations, you're a comic book fan now."
Yes, the short box in my office of new books that I've bought and not read yet agrees.
Yep. It's just the way it is.
God, comics are exhausting.
They really are. I mean, I read a lot of mine online, And the fact that I was sick last week meant I couldn't get around to reading them, and so now there's just twice as many.
Oh no!
And I read them online so that I don't feel so overwhelmed when I get the physical copies. And feel like I'm actually keeping up with this shit.
That's rough.
Oh boy, it's a hard life.
It is. It's a hard life. I agree. Is there anything else that you want to say about this? I feel like I don't know. Like I almost don't want to spoil a ton of it,
Right?
because I did think it was really fun, and I think people should watch it.
Yeah, I can't really think of anything else, and like I said, I was slightly disappointed in the ending that there actually is a werewolf, but you know, I mean, I guess I should have expected it.
I thought they did a really good job, sort of setting up red herrings throughout, just for like people who could be the werewolf or who could be the killer, or
Right.
or I thought that was really well done.
Yeah, it's ultimately just a really fun mystery, like throughout the majority of the movie.
Yeah, I think when you texted me the name of the movie, I was like, oh, a werewolf movie. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
So I just expected it to be sort of a straight up horror movie. So when I pulled it up on Hulu and saw Sam Richardson and Milana Weintraub, I was like, oh, okay, I'm more excited about this now.
well, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was, like I said, I knew Sam Richardson was in it. I don't think I knew Milana Weintraub was, but, yeah, just throughout the movie, I was just very excited to see faces I recognized from other things like Harvey Guillen and, Michaela Watkins and the guy who plays her husband. He was on a show on Amazon called Patriot that I really enjoyed.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, just he pops up occasionally on other things, and he's just I find him delightful, and he was just super creepy in the worst way possible.
He was the worst, and it was great.
But yeah. I think the movie's it's a lot of fun. And apparently the video game. So I looked it up. It's an Oculus game or a VR game.
Okay.
So I guess you play with other people online or whatever. But
Boo.
yeah. So there's two reasons I'll never play that game, because I hate VR games, and I do not play games with other people online.
Right.
But apparently it takes place in the medieval times.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. So they apparently made some changes.
It took some liberties, probably for the best.
Yeah. The only other thing I can really want to say is that don't know if you noticed the screenwriter's name. It was
no.
Mishna Wolf.
That's awesome.
And so I looked her up on IMDb, and she is also a writer on the TV show A Wolf Like Me.
What?
So apparently she's just got a real theme going on.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed this.
Yeah, I enjoyed this a lot. I almost want to watch it again.
I thought about it because almost as soon as I finished watching it, you texted me to say that you had started.
Right.
I was like, well, I guess I have time.
Did you fall asleep during this movie?
I did not.
Excellent. Me either.
Good.
So it passes the sleep test.
Yes,
That's as high a praise as you can get from us. I thought all the characters were very well drawn out, and then
you liked who you're supposed to and disliked who you were supposed to, and it made like all the stakes worth something, and it was just really enjoyable. So
yeah.
So screw you, Star 80.
Wow. Harsh words.
I'll probably pick it again if it ever floats back onto HBO or whatever.
Yeah,
so,
that works.
Is there anything that has brought you joy in the last 2 months since we saw each other?
No. No. I have been. I may have mentioned this before, but I've been on a real action figure customizing kick lately.
Yeah.
Just breaking figures and recombining parts and doing a little bit of sculpting and some painting and making new ones and making updated version of old ones that I did when I was in like high school. And it's been really nice. I'd forgotten, like this happens. I tend to do it for a few months and then sort of drop off and then come back to it like a year later and do it for a little bit. But it feels like I've made more progress on ones that I've had in progress for such a long time that it feels really satisfying to finally finish some figures that I've been working on for a long time.
That's cool. Which
yeah.
Did you have any that you finished recently, or?
I mean, I did a few sort of simple ones just to get back into it. I had a couple of movie Batman figures. I had a Kenner one and a Toy Biz one that I sort of mix and matched parts from to make sort of like my ideal version of a movie Batman figure, like a Michael Keaton Batman figure. So I did that one. I did just a very simple Earth 2 Batman, which I know you praised as sprangy, which I appreciated.
Yep.
And then I did so in the 80s, Kenner had planned to do a golden Superman figure for Superman's 50th anniversary.
Yeah.
And then they never got to it. Like the Superpowers line ended before it got to it. So I made my own version of that.
Nice.
I took a Superman figure and I put different arms on him. And then this Superman, golden Superman, was going to have like a flight action where like you squeeze his legs and his arms go up. Which is different from the action that the regular Superman figure has, where his arms, like, one goes up and the other goes down, and it's like punching.
Okay.
So I actually took the mechanism out of a Dr. Fate figure and put it into the Superman figure so that when you squeeze his legs, both of his arms go up like he's flying. Because I'm a lunatic.
Wow.
So I finished that one. Which I'm pretty happy with. And then I have, real close to being done, I have Wonder Girl and Speedy, which I've had almost finished maybe since high school.
Wow.
And I just never did it. So
and you are 40 years old now?
Shut up.
But you did just graduate high school like 2 years ago.
I graduated high school 3 years ago, thank you. I did like a Billy Madison thing. But yeah, so I will finally finish off my Teen Titans with those two, and then I've started working on a couple others. So yeah, I think the thing that's brought me the most joy is probably action figure customizing. Like it's a fun creative outlet that I feel like I can tell I'm getting better at over time, and it's just a lot of fun. So
yeah, that's good. I like that for you. I like seeing whenever you show me pictures of whatever you have finished. It's fun for me too. So
well, I'm glad you like it too. What about you, sir?
Oh boy. Gosh. You know what? I tried spending the entire month of October watching a horror movie a day. I missed a couple days because I got sick. But otherwise, like, for the most part, I'd say out of 31 days, I did watch like 28, 29 movies.
That's awesome.
Including tonight's. So, yeah, it was just fun to do that. And I got to watch a couple with my girlfriend who, you know, on our first date famously told me she does not watch horror movies. I made her watch Hereditary last week.
Oh my god. How did that go?
So again, she told me she does not watch horror movies early on, and that when she did, that her sort of level of how bad a movie was for her was how many episodes of Friends she had to watch afterwards. We had to watch like 4 episodes of Friends afterwards.
I was gonna say, did she just watch all of a full season?
I mean, I'm sure she would have, but she did eventually fall asleep. Yeah, that went poorly for her.
Oh my god.
She had told me that she and her son watched Insidious like a couple like nights before that, and that her son counted like how many times she like jumped like during that movie. And so I was like, okay, we're gonna watch Hereditary, and I'm gonna count. And she jumped probably about 7 or 8 times.
Okay.
She gasped for air probably about 4 or 5 times, and full-on blood-curdlingly screamed at least once.
Oh my god. Good lord.
So that went very successfully. And it made me happy.
Did she like Insidious?
Yeah, she did. Yeah.
I have not seen that yet, but I've wanted to watch that.
I've seen the first 2, and I like the first one, and I cannot remember a single thing about the second one.
Solid, nice.
So I have not gone any further with watching any of the remaining sequels.
I think I knew there were 2 of them and did not know there were any more after that. So
yeah, I think the 5th one just recently came out.
Oh my god!
Which is Patrick Wilson's directorial debut.
Wow. Okay. All right. Still seems excessive, but okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I do like Patrick Wilson.
I like Patrick Wilson too.
Yeah. I think he's only in about 3 out of the 5. So.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I would recommend the first one for sure, and then
nice.
You know, at your own pace afterwards. So yeah, horror movies is I guess what's making me joyful at the moment.
That's awesome. Would you like me to pick a movie for next time?
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Okay. So I'm gonna stay on Hulu.
Okay.
Because that was the streaming service that I was looking at movies on before I watched this one. But there is one that I really wanted to watch that I had forgotten all about, and it is I think a historical crime drama.
Okay.
Called Boston Strangler.
Alrighty.
It I believe follows I want to say Keira Knightley and Carrie Coon are the stars of that movie.
Huh.
And it's about, I think they're journalists. This is what I know about it. I may be completely wrong.
Okay.
This is
what you know about the Boston Strangler.
Exactly. But I believe they play journalists who like investigate and help identify the Boston Strangler.
Huh, okay.
But I like the true crime and I like both of those people, so let's watch that movie.
Okay, that sounds interesting. It sounds very Zodiac-y.
It's exactly. I expect that it will scratch a Zodiac itch.
I have the Blank Check podcast they've been doing, David Fincher.
Hell yeah!
Which I have a hot cold relationship with Fincher.
Yeah.
And honestly, for me, Zodiac is where it dropped off. But after listening to their episode on it, I was like, maybe I should give this another shot. So I have not been able to because although it is on Paramount Plus, it's part of the Showtime package.
Okay.
Of which I do not have. So I have not been able to go rewatch Zodiac. But yeah, maybe this will just do just fine for me.
Yeah, and if you want to borrow the Blu-ray of Zodiac, I'll bring it over next time.
Okay. That'll work too.
Yeah. Hell, maybe I'll just watch Zodiac with you.
All right.
Oh, I love Zodiac so much.
Yeah, I feel like I reviewed it on Gutter Trash with Jason, so
yeah.
But that has been a while, so I don't know. Maybe my tastes are different now.
Maybe.
I still do not care for Mank, so
Yeah, I mean, I didn't love Mank either.
All right, so Boston Strangler.
Boston Cream Strangler.
Oh. All right, I'm gonna go have a coughing fit.
Is the Boston Strangler there?
He might be.
Oh no! Be safe.
I will.
And I'll see you next week.
Goodbye. Thank you for listening to The Viewmasters. You can subscribe to the show directly at our websites view.guttertrash.net or on iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts. Visit our website at view.guttertrash.net for information about our Twitter and Instagram. Once again, thank you for listening to The Viewmasters. We'll see you next time.